At present, there are only two ballistics in the world that cannot be intercepted. One is the Qian Xuesen ballistic, and the other is the Indian ballistic. The reason why Qian Xuesen's ballistic trajectory cannot be intercepted is because of its extremely powerful mechanism. This is a new fusion that breaks through the limitations of traditional Sanger ballistics, not only for precise guidance, but also for high-speed penetration, which is both powerful and flexible. Since Qian Xuesen proposed this ballistic in the 40s of the last century, it has been regarded as the most unlikely ballistic in the world to be intercepted. Neither the United States nor the Soviet Union possessed the relevant anti-missile technology. Indeed, due to the extreme difficulty of realizing the technology, the United States and the Soviet Union have not succeeded in developing a similar missile. After many years of testing, it wasn't until more than half a century later that China took the lead in developing the world's first related combat missile, the DF-17. The Dongfeng 17 with Qian Xuesen's ballistics is quite terrifying, and its speed reaches an astonishing Mach 10, which is 10 times the hypersonic, which is enough to terrify the enemy. When it enters the atmosphere, it glides and flies up and down like a swim. On the one hand, such an altitude outside the atmosphere is inherently difficult to detect and intercept, and on the other hand, it can change orbit at will, which also makes it difficult for the anti-missile system to lock onto the missile before reaching the air above the intended target. It will guide downwards at the fastest speed based on inertia, even if the opponent is a moving target such as an aircraft carrier. It can still maneuver and change orbits, making defenses, including Aegis defenses, unguardable. Such a strong penetration capability makes it completely impossible for the Dongfeng 17 to be intercepted using Qian Xuesen's ballistics. All air defense and anti-missile systems, such as the AD, Patriot, Iron Dome, etc., are nothing more than useless ornaments in front of it. Imagine how the enemy can intercept a missile that it doesn't even know how it will fly when it is launched. I am afraid that it will be served in a pot before it can react. Because of this, Qian Xuesen's trajectory has been praised as the most unlikely ballistic in the world to be intercepted. And countries around the world, including the United States, have tried to imitate and learn from it. But so far no results have been achieved. However, at a time when the United States was feeling a headache about this, a big Eastern country suddenly stood up and said that the ballistics used by their country's missiles were even more powerful than those of Qian Xuesen, and it was impossible for them to be intercepted. As soon as this sentence came out, the whole world was shocked. And the country that unleashed such arrogant remarks was none other than India. The Agni series of missiles they developed is said to have surpassed all the ICBMs in service. And the latest model of the Agni 5 ICBM was developed from 2007 to 2015. And it took a full 8 years to develop. In fact, the Agni series of ICBMs is very difficult to intercept, not because of its unpredictable strike accuracy. In the process of developing the Agni 5, the United States has been providing India with nuclear materials and diplomatic protection. And India itself has a lot of experience in the development of the previous model. But it still took 8 years to develop it. Not only that, but from the early models of the Agni to the latest models, India makes some jokes every time it conducts a test launch. For example, the Agni 3, which has been in service for a long time, had an accident in 2006 when it could not find its landing place after launch. At that time, on Wheeler Island in Adi Shah Bang, the entire missile research and development team was in a hurry, frantically looking for the landing location of this missile. Luckily, Agni 3 didn't fly to other countries, but because it landed in the Indian Ocean, it didn't cause a catastrophe. Since then, India's missiles have also won the reputation of being the most unlikely to be intercepted in the world. And the brown trajectory it uses is completely uni-interceptable, which is even more mysterious than Qian Xuesen's trajectory. If Qian Xuesen's ballistics knows the starting point and the strike point, but does not know the flight trajectory in the middle, then the more terrifying thing about India's brown ballistics is that it only knows the starting point, and the flight trajectory and strike point in the middle are not known. To tell the truth, how can we defend against this missile? Not to mention India itself. Even a missile and anti-missile power like the United States cannot do anything about it. Perhaps, as military fans say, when a country is equipped with artifacts such as the INZ's rifle, Arjun tank, Tejaur fighter, Vikrant aircraft carrier, and Agni missile, it is really difficult to imagine how strong the country's military strength is.